What's going on, guys? Chad here with Green Light Shooting, and man, oh man, do I got a banger for you guys today. So we are here in my homie, the Collector's basement. Yeah, I've done a little teaser of his videos in the past, but you know, he's really amping up the YouTube channel, and he gave me some access to some of this stuff, so you know I had to make a couple videos. So anyways, we're here in the sanctuary, and we're talking about exotic handguns today. These are guns that, like, I just don't have access to these. I don't think many people have access to these. So the fact that I'm down here, of course I had to call out some dope guns, and we're gonna go down the list. We've got 4 for you today, and the first one we're starting out with is this guy right here. One of the weirdest guns that I think I've ever seen. This is the Dueler. It's the 2011 Dueler. It is a double-barreled 1911. It's got 2 triggers, and it's, you know, it's a 1911. It's a basic 1911, but there's just 2 of them, and they're side by side, and it's kind of like they were just conjoined at birth. And you can, it's I don't know how practical this thing is, but it's unreal, man. It's such a cool feeling, just design. One of those guns that you just don't see every day. So here's the magazine. It's just 2 8-round mags with like a floor plate, and they're just kind of like, they're just joined by this floor plate. So on the bottom here, you can see there's 2 separate mag wells. I can throw both of those in at once. I've got 16 rounds in here, I guess plus 2 if there were some in the chamber. You rack this gigantic heavy slide, and then everything else works like normal. You've got a slide drop. Oh, that's really heavy. And then 2 triggers. 1 fires each barrel. Oh, no, they both fire at the same time. Do they both fire, Matt?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so I take that back. A pull of either of these triggers or both of the triggers at the same time will fire both barrels simultaneously. 2 45 ACP rounds at once. I mean, I just gotta experience it. Let's shoot this thing real quick. What an experience shooting this thing, man. It was an absolute blast, just something you don't get to feel every day. It has some absolute power. I mean, I don't really know how functional it is. It's kind of ridiculous, but you know, just it definitely fits in this high-end exotic lineup of just things that you don't see too often. So this guy's coming in at about $7,500, and yeah, it's just super cool. It's one of those things that you can tell your buddy, I bet you don't have one of these. All right, next up we have sort of the hypercar of this lineup, and that is the Alien Signature Edition, made by, I don't really know how to say this, but I think it's Laugo, L-A-U-G-O. Is that how you say it? Laugo. The Laugo Alien Signature Edition. This thing is just, I mean, it's the, like I said, it's the hypercar of the lineup. So we've got a mag here holding 17 plus 1. The idea with this Alien is the felt recoil is supposed to be significantly lower than other guns because it's forcing all that kinetic energy back into the webbing of your hand. So from everything I've seen, everything I've read on it, as long as you've got proper stance and grip and fundamentals, this gun should allow you to hold your sights dead on every time. So like, you should be able to keep your sight picture throughout recoil and just boom, 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 boom. You can see the slide, so you can see I pulled the slide back, and you can see that it's reciprocating basically underneath. Like, the RDS is staying completely where it's at. So it's even easier, in addition to the recoil management, to keep your sight picture all the way along. If I drop that slide, the trigger on this thing is like, it's unreal. It's an Alien, I guess. But it's got a little bit of a safety on the front of this trigger, and then once that's out of the way, it is such here. Let me just as I pull this trigger back, I mean, that's my wall. That's how much slack I have to pull up to the wall. Once I hit that wall, whew, just the cleanest, crispest break. And then the reset is it's just right there. I mean, it feels so good. I can't imagine, like, look at this barrel too. You see that barrel, how low it is on this setup. Like, I've got to imagine the recoil is just so good on this. The grip feels like it's got like a diamond texture on the front and the back of this grip. So, man, I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. I want to go shoot this thing. This thing is so crazy accurate, so easy to control. Dude, shooting this alien was unreal. It felt so good, and you almost find yourself shooting faster and faster and faster with it. It's almost like it's begging to be shot fast. That trigger, the recoil management, everything about it just feels so good, and it feels like, I mean, I don't know. You just don't feel this kind of gun very often. So this is certainly making its way into that top 4 exotics for me. Price-wise, you're coming in right around 10 grand for this signature edition. You know, it's even got serial numbers on the back here. This is number 168 out of 500 ever made. So this is really a true collector's item with the signature edition setup. About 10 grand. I mean, that price will fluctuate up and down, but you know, that's kind of about what you can expect to pay for one of these things. Next up in line, we have the 7.5 field pistol made by FK Brno. This thing is a beast. I did a video on the FK PSD a while ago. It was basically based off of this pistol. This thing is the big brother, this thing is the big brother, the sophisticated brother, if you will. This thing's coming in at like $7,500, I think, is MSRP on this. So this is a pricey little guy, but man, does it feel good. This is actually a very heavy gun, and the thing that sets it apart is it shoots a proprietary caliber. So it shoots a round called the 7.5 FK. This is a round that is intended for like hunting, for really terminal ballistics, people that are in defense, things like that, that need like point of aim, point of impact at like 100 yards out of a pistol. So the ballistics on this round is incredible, but it's almost like a little rifle round coming out of a pistol. And so because of that, they had to create their own proprietary recoil attenuating system, is what they call it, to be able to handle that much force. And so because of this gun being so heavy, because of that recoil system, it makes shooting that caliber a little bit more manageable. So I know that the collector has never actually shot this gun before. So I'm excited to get his reactions. I want to try this thing out as well. I've shot this round out of the PSD before, and you know, it's got some power to it. Let's put it that way. So let's take this thing out there and see how it feels. All right, man, you never shot these before. We'll see. Let's see it.
Ridiculous.
In a good way or what?
Freaking ridiculous, huh?
Like how so? How so ridiculous?
Kind of gives me a chub.
And last but not least, rounding out the top 4 exotics for me is the Cabots, man. If you know anything about 1911s, you know that the Cabot is one of the, if not the highest quality of 1911 out there. Their tagline is beyond custom. Like, you know, you've got you're really high end 1911s, you've got custom 1911s, and then you've got Cabots. These things are incredible. It's got an authentic Cabot tag here on it. And the collector actually has a bunch of different Cabot guns. He's one of the select few on the Cabot of the Month collection, which is something that's very, very elite and hard to get into. These guns are just made to the absolute top of the line specs. Everything about these are just, oh my gosh, feel how crystal smooth that action is. You know, the trigger obviously is, I mean, it just doesn't get better. It just doesn't get better than that trigger. It feels so good. Obviously, optic cut up on here with an RMR. We've got a light here on the end. The grip with the front and back diamond stippling with the side grips. Everything about this thing just fits your hand so well. It's so well balanced. I mean, it's a Cabot. you know, what else do I have to say? So this specific model is the Nero. They make this in a 5-inch and a 4.25 inch. I believe this is the 4.25. He's also got a threaded barrel on here if you want to throw on a suppressor. But this thing just has all the bells and whistles. So let's go out and shoot one of these. We're not going to shoot any other Cabot guns because a lot of those are sort of the collector's edition, things that you don't want to shoot. So this is the one that he decided that he's going to shoot. And I'm going to shoot today because I've never shot one before. All right, he just upped the ante a little bit here. Look at that baby. Look at that baby. All right, we got to run a couple through. Let's try this. Oh! Oh! What an incredible gun, man. I've shot a lot of high-end 1911s in my life, and I've never felt something that shoots as smooth as this Cabot does. It's incredible. Everything about it, from the trigger to the action to the mag to everything, it's unmatched. So for a Cabot gun, they have a bunch of different, you know, options, things like that, but you're probably averaging about $6 grand for a Cabot. Man, shooting those 4 guns was something else, let me tell you. And those were all courtesy of my man right here. This is the collector. This is his sanctuary, his setup. He's the one who let me get my hands on these and make a video. So big shout out to you, man. Thank you so much. He has an Instagram right now. He's also making a YouTube where he's gonna be posting a lot more of these kind of videos. Tell the people about your YouTube. What can they expect? Bang bangs.
Bang bangs. Bang bangs.
All of the bangs. This guy's gonna be putting out bangers on his YouTube channel. I'm gonna be helping him out with it. So go over, I got his information down in the description below. Show him some love. Let's get a subscriber count up. Keep him motivated to keep this going because you have to see this man's collection. It is mind-blowing. Go subscribe to his channel. Hit subscribe to mine if you are not already. Comment down below. Let me know what your favorite exotic handgun is and what kind of other videos you might want to see from this collection, and we'll try and make that happen. So thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time on Greenlight Shooting. Peace out.